Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene of The Death of the Dark Crusade, Season 2. However, once more we must leave our beleaguered Crusader state to another region, another domain, another city off in a distant land. Unknown by the one that has very recently been residing there. And not as we know her. This scene begins with a young woman who knows herself as Lucette. Horribly damaged, beaten and broken, almost unrecognizable to the one that many would know her as. Covered in blood and soot, her ankles and wrists chained to the walls of the prison that she is now stuck within. Beside her rests a corpse with its throat torn out. Lucette's face and neck covered in blood and soot and ash. In fact, the small cell is full of it. Scattered all around the floor, has clung to the bars, and some of it has slipped past. Small granules of smouldering ash. That is where Lucette awakens to this scene, not understanding what just happened, but at least understanding why she was here to begin with, having been sold off.
Waking up to that particularly uncomfortable state, she'll kind of, her first reaction is to panic. She doesn't know where exactly. Well, she knows where she is, kind of, but she doesn't know exactly what happened. She doesn't remember everything. She'll try and kind of take off the ashes, the blood, but this is not how Margot Lucette, I guess. This is not how the character here usually acts. Very not calculated, very panicked, very rough movements, trying to take what she has on her face, the blood, the ashes off.
Yeah, as you kind of reach for your face, you actually have to lean back against the back wall of cells. That is largely where your wrists, the chains are bound to, where they're hooked to. And they're quite short and tense. As you kind of begin kind of examining yourself, and then maybe trying to get the dust and blood off your face, Lucette instinctually perhaps begins licking and tasting the blood that has spilt over her. It tastes nourishing and strong, almost a wide range of flavors of bitter, sweet, and sour. But even though these flavors should clash and contradict one another, they come together in a way that Lucette has not felt before, and they feel extremely nourishing, invigorating. It's a warm, fulfilling feeling that compels you to take it more.
Yeah, without really realizing it, but I get well, not completely realizing it, but just acting on impulse, she'll just take more.
Kind of lick your lips and kind of begin rubbing the wiping the blood off your cheeks and chin and neck, and kind of try to in vain pull it in the palms of your hand, try to grab as much as you can, and you can smell it very strongly. It's at the forefront of your mind. The smell of blood, but you can't really lap up enough to satisfy you.
After it's not enough from what you said, but after she's drunk as much as she can, she starts to, her eyes kind of dart everywhere, starting to realize what happened, and she'll just be like, "Where am I? What happened? What happened?" And kind of hold her hair, hold her head in her hands, going, "What happened? What happened?"
Lucette notices she kind of begins panicking. She notices like the remotest bit of sinew on her teeth.
Of what?
Sinew.
What's sinew?
Fibrous tissue, basically human flesh to some extent or another.
Shall I try to take it out? Look what it is. Look at what it is.
It's fibrous muscle tissue, but
So it's like, does it look like human flesh?
possibly it could pass as something else. It's been torn apart pretty badly, and you just got like a tiny bit of it. Does it taste like meat? It's very, very rare that you get to have any form of meat at all. You're certainly not expecting to be eating meat in this sort of dwelling. You're lucky if you get anything to eat at all here. But it does begin to dawn on Lucette that there is a corpse right next to her with its throat torn out.
Yeah, when she notices the corpse, she'll scream, like a very she's a woman, so kind of high speech, but very panicked scream.
Nothing deigns to answer you other than a reply of these sort of ever-present yet dim sounds of sobbing and groaning in other cells.
Yeah, she'll try to like move away from the body, probably putting all her strength into like the chains are stopping her, but like in a very instinct, very animalistic kind of survival thing, try to move away from the body.
Roll me self. Actually, no. This is technically her first time. As she begins to panic, enter a state of simultaneous fear and anger, something erupts within her, causing kind of a sea of red to engulf her. And Lucette begins angrily, in feral fashion, roaring out like some sort of dog, pulling at the chains, trying to reach the bars. Gnawing on the chains, pulling at the chains, trying to break them. But she only ends up kind of twisting her ankle, tumbling onto the corpse.
Yeah, she'll try to, in one movement, kind of push the corpse away and then herself move away from the corpse.
During this time, Lucette doesn't really perceive much of her surroundings, only the struggle to be unchained. But as she enters a more feral, bestial state, as she descends into the depths of frenzy to the point where any sort of human consciousness ceases to be, perhaps the most consciousness she has is simply witnessing her actions yet having no control over her body, but even this is doubtful. We hone in on two rather sounds. Yes, sounds. Two rather loud footsteps that kind of clack on the way down. One sounds like heavy rocks hitting the stairway, stone on stone. The other is more clacking, like someone in footwear, in heels, as they begin walking down. They suddenly stop.
Oh, in her head very quickly, very quickly to in a very like fast movement to see who is there.
You can't break free of your chains, so you remain in your feral state for the moment. There is they begin to speak, although you don't pay much attention to it. And you can kind of faintly hear this one. With due respect, I had warned you that he was engaging in the mass embrace.
Who are you?
Roll me self-control to see if you can say that, because you're currently in frenzy.
Okay. Oh, okay, she's incomplete. Okay, yeah, true. Her self-control hasn't been changed.
Nope.
It's successes, at least I'd say.
Okay. You are met with a kind of a ragged sounding, croaky "shut up" just kind of booms down the entire hallway. And it just says, "Kill it." You hear a weapon being removed from a sheath. Seems to be fairly long, and you hear the crunching of metal against bone.
She'll kind of, when she hears that, with the past, with what happened to her, she'll kind of flinch, kind of cover her face, get in a kind of a ball.
The footsteps continue to go down. That one. And then, same thing. That one. And then the same thing again. Another. The voice seems to grow more and more tense as it says this. And the more effeminate voice saying, "Just how many did he take?" And the crunching of metal against bone, the opening of cell doors just grows larger and larger. Screams echo throughout the hallway as it begins to dawn on people that they're slowly being killed one by one, executed by nameless faces.
She'll kind of put her. She will. She'll put her her ears to cover. She'll cover her ears with her hands, going, "Quiet, quiet, quiet!" Ah!
That one also. He'll burn for this. I knew it was a mistake for the prince to allow an unfair clan into the city. Treacherous, vain animals.
And she keeps just like pressing her hands against her ears to not hear what is going on, to not hear the sound of people killing each other, of killing people.
There is a reason why your kind rule this city, and there's runs around in the dirt playing pretend sheriff. Needless to say, I don't think he'll be facing much opposition after what we have witnessed here today. I do hope that you'll consider the credibility of my reports in the future yet.
Are they addressing?
No, they seem to be having their own conversation as they slowly go from one cell to the next, killing people. You don't, or seemingly killing people. It seems to be going closer and closer. You still can't see them yet because the chains are short enough that you can't look out your cell. And they seem to be ignoring the kind of screaming and then murmuring at this point. And it really does slowly begin to dim from a scream to a murmur as people just kind of begin to enter states of shock, just kind of enter just passive states. These people are already broken in spirit. We will discuss the merits of your intelligence and how you came to discover this later. Nonetheless, I'm glad you did. That one. He has not taken that one yet, but it's gold. Is the blood bond intact? I could not tell you. There's a little more we can do here. Destroy it. As you so wish, so it shall be done. And you hear the door next to you open.
Yeah, she doesn't react differently to how she's been reacting before.
You hear the panicked murmurings of some poor young woman. Sounds eerily like yourself, having her neck splattered with some form of weapon. You can literally hear. You can hear the bones splinter in immense detail. The sort of squishing and mushy sound of crumpled skin and bone flying all over that cell. You can visualize it almost. Such is the clarity of how well you can hear it. You can smell the blood, the tinny scent of that which you seem to crave, this new cannibalistic desire.
She'll again try to get involved, get tied to a tight hold on that position she has going. It's quiet.
It is loud in here. I suppose, considering the pattern here, this one is no different. Sorry, this one will be no different. One can only hope. Do we not live to hope, Nada? There is no hoping, only surviving. I thought we were one in this. I pull your chain. There is something of an amused smirk. like a snicker that you can hear.
Have they opened?
No, they haven't walked over to you yet, but you can hear the footsteps now. There's a sort of ringing to them. The footsteps you can again. It seems to be two individuals, one of which appears. The footsteps both appear quite heavy. The one which appears to just be simple seems to just be. It's almost like feet upon dirt in a way, but it feels so much heavier, like it's sinking in. You can actually feel the sort of impact through the ground, the crumpling of the stony floor. The other one again feels heavy, but it's lighter, less impactful. The weight is less of a strength, less raw. There is an element of calm and serenity to that particular pattern. It's very, very articulate. And as they walk over to your cell, you see the two figures.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
The figure that first emerges.
Sorry, which one?
The first that emerges is a woman whose skin is as white as snow, deathly pale, almost hollowed out in a way. There is no. You can almost feel that there is no warmth to her skin at all. In fact, you feel very strongly right now, like all of your senses, your hearing, your sight, your smell, your hearing, your taste, they're all multiplied tenfold. This woman wears a simple, almost like ethereal black dress. Like it's smooth and it looks very thick, and it seems to almost move and quiver of its own accord. As you gaze into it, you see nothing. It's just this sort of, you don't see any texture to it. It just seems to have this eerie black aura that seems to come off the dress, and her hands are covered in the same substance, almost as if it's all part of the same outfit, the same dress. You can't actually see her feet or her footwear at all. The dress is quite long. It kind of covers a fair portion of the almost like its own little puddle in a way. It kind of blossoms across like a small circle around her. The other is a much more distinctive figure, balding, decayed, a gash across. A swollen, misshapen nose, large cauliflower ears, rotting teeth. The figure is shirtless and kind of wiry. His arms apparently suffering from gangrene, very moldy. His skin is not grey or white, but some sort of moldy color between yellowy green. His stomach just appears to be largely missing. It's largely just rotting flesh and bone.
She'll panic when she sees him. What are you? Leave me alone, leave me alone!
They both look at you for a moment. They just stare at you kind of emptily. And then the woman, who in quite sharp contrast to her decaying compatriot, looks quite beautiful in her own twisted way, and simply asks, "Is she one as well?" "Yes. You know what to do."
She'll panic, going against, trying to get away from them.
She, from virile blackness on her back, she pulls off a rather large axe. Looks fairly heavy, but she wields it as if it were as light as a feather. She just casually just kind of grabs one of the bars of the door and actually just very casually just tears it off its hinges, and then just kind of drops it as if it's, well, for the detritus that it is, an obstacle removed. She begins to walk up to you before she notices something that causes her to hesitate. She kind of, you can see her kick beneath her black ethereal dress. She actually reaches down, begins picking at the soot and rubs it between her fingers. She looks around, and the kind of wiry, grotesque figure just says, "What are you waiting for?" "Ash." "This is ash. It's still smoldering." "What of it?" "She's the last along the row. And unlike some, she has no idea where she is." Forgive me for asking, but you do possess the gift of the sight, yes? "Of course I do. How do you think I figured out all of these fools were unnatural to begin with?" She simply hands him a handful of ash. "Our work may have been done for us."
What work? What are you talking about?
Coincidence, I'm certain. Considering you have aided me thus far, I see no reason to indulge you this want. simply puts his hand on the ash, and these two figures kind of join hands as the ash kind of is squeezed and kind of just falls falls through their fingers. The ugly man just closes his eyes, frowns, his brow shifting quite a lot for the next 10 seconds. And then he gives an amused look. Well, are you not full of surprises? No, you are correct once more. This one may be of some use to us, if I may be so bold. An orphan vert may be, who will tutor it. It is an illegal embrace. It is an outcast, a caitiff, a nothing. A nothing that beat us to our own game. It might be worth hearing it out if nothing else. And if we are to destroy this, should at least die knowing what it actually is. Perhaps a dignity to be granted to it for its meager service. The woman walks up to you as the again the ugly, gross individual just seems to be amused by the suggestion and just seems to indulge.
What is going on? What's going on?
She picks you up by the throat and slams you against the wall.
There's a moan of pain.
My very unfortunate friend, you have been met with a very ill fate indeed. I'm not going to waste my time going into the details to a caitiff. An outcast, an illegal embrace. Suffice to say, I think you've done a number on that poor fellow down there. Now,
What?
I'm sure you've heard of creatures that stalk the night, draining the blood of their victims. You are what is referred to by the common lesser man as a vampire. But the true term for us is Canaanites. Do not forget it if you wish to live, if we decide to give you the opportunity.
Yes, yes. I won't forget.
Good. This one seems capable of learning something. She just looks back towards the sheriff. Well, are you going to kill it or not?
No, no, no. No, no. Yes.
It has performed this call to service perhaps better for His Majesty to decide. You would trouble the prince with this thing. Quite right. Now, do me a favor and remain perfectly still. She's gonna make a roll. Oh shit. Not compelled to remain still at all.
Womp, womp, womp.
So presumably you squirm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that actually, she's quite shocked at this as you continue to squirm. The sheriff looking also quite surprised and also highly entertained. Oh, you're right. Perhaps we should let it live.
Live, let me live, please, please. Ah!
Shut up! Oh my god, it's not working. Yes, it's not. Ibrahim was never this thick-blooded. And their gazes turn from one of intrigue and entertainment to suspicion. Would you like to make me a perception empathy check real quick?
Yep, just a sec. Let me see. I'll go.
Empathy is not one of your restricted stats.
Okay. So empathy, I think, isn't that low. Empathy is 3. Perception is 2. So that's 5. But if it's base diff, that's 3 successes.
Okay, as you kind of you frantically look between these two figures, the woman in particular does not look. She looks like she's suspicious, but it seems like there's something else there. You're not sure what it is, but there's something more to her expression that she's letting on, or that she's trying to let on. But she will at this point, instead of attempting to dominate you in vain, will instead simply pin you to the ground. She actually snaps both of your arms and to try and prevent you from squirming. Only your lower body is really able to move as she kind of pins you and keeps your arms, like literally breaks them as you take 2 lethal damage from that. She will pull out a wooden implement and pierce you with it.
Yeah, she squirms and screams at the pain.
And then she goes limp.
And she what?
Then she goes limp as she is staked.
Okay. She can't act anymore. Or did you mean the other girl goes in it?
There. Still. Feel a sudden compulsion come over as your body is completely torpid, but it's nothing. You can't act on it. Perhaps we should take this one to a more private space where we can discuss its particular situation in greater detail and in better privacy than Ibrahim's former dwellings. You may still have vengeful ghouls around. We will want to be cautious. They have already been dealt with. Excellent. Then my sheriff, if I perhaps might suggest a place of residence. He stares at her quite sharply and says, I shall handle the location. Very well, my sheriff. She defers to him quite greatly. As you are wrapped in a blanket of darkness and the tendrils appear from the dress to carry you outside of the cell. And they wrap you in rags and cloth as they head outside, dumping you onto what feels like hardwood, probably a wagon by the shaky sound and the rattling. You can hear the hustle and bustle outside is fairly quiet. There is some chatter between the two. What makes you think the prince shall let it live? What makes you think I shall let it live for any longer than I have indulged you already? Nothing more than an experiment, my sheriff. I do not wish to cause offense. I just believe if this one is to die, at least it should be given the required it is due. Even the lowest forms of dirt and the waste has its role.
Just a sec. I'll be right back.
No problem. You can drop the act, Nada. I know you have something in store. I have not lived this long by being a fool. What do you want from this thing? And if you wish it to live, how much are you willing to pay the Nosferatu for it? That will very much depend on the negotiations that are to come. You have a great deal of leverage over me. I do not wish for you to think otherwise. I'm aware that sometimes my demeanor can cause unease in others.
I'm back, by the way.
they're discussing your life and whether they should end it, and if you are to live, they refer to you as an it. How much uh, how much they are, how much you will this woman called Nada will be paid. Sorry, will pay something called the Nosferatu. Eventually, you are taken to an undisclosed location. You're not sure if it's deeper into the city. You're not sure whether it's further away. But you're once again taken deep down beneath the steps. You can literally feel these tendrils kind of wrap around you and strangle you. It's not elegant or graceful or soft at all. It literally chokes you and presses against your body in a way that causes torturous pain.
Yeah. She kind of squirms and tries not to scream, although this is probably too much pain. She's probably too much pain.
As they wrap around you, they get a very strong grip on you. But something unusual happens. You twitch. You begin to feel the ability to move again, but you can't speak. Your voice is silent, wrapped in these tendrils almost entirely. Although you can feel your body returning to life in a way, having no capacity to move again, you're up against a force that prevents you from moving at all. You're basically constricted and gagged. In such a way that you're not even really able to squirm, maybe ever so slightly. As you kind of enter again a similar looking prison, but smaller. The underground foyer is circular and has about half a dozen cells. Looks like they're specially designed. Which one? Very heavy looking chains and braces. Braziers, kind of, the area is extremely well lit. There is a rack with, again, these wooden stakes and other weapons, and a torch a lone torch on a sconce just next to the rack, the weapon rack. But you actually know. I say you can squirm. You're actually compelled to remain still for the moment because of something that happened to you. So you don't move yet, even though you're being crushed. But you do feel a compulsion to negate the damage as well, and you actually find that your arms, although in torturous pain, can actually. It's not the same as it was before. It's not pressing against the broken bone, which is extremely painful. The pain is less, almost as if they've sort of healed themselves. It's as if it's what they were before. You are placed into a cell. Yeah, one of the tendrils locks the doors, or doesn't lock the door, but closes it. The silence falls over that cell. If you try and you can't do anything, but there's you can't act on this yet, as you are compelled to stay still and not speak and not do anything.
Okay, she will do so.
They turn. The sheriff turns around.
Sorry, what was that? Oh,
The sheriff turns around. The woman still facing you, but moves over to discuss something with the sheriff. You can hear muffled parts of the conversation. Something about that. So it doesn't need to get to the. They don't need to talk to the prince about this. It's a waste of his time. They've already indulged you by allowing this caitiff to live as long as it has. You're insulting the princedom. You're already on thin rope. A lot of debating and arguing. The sheriff, the one that's called the sheriff, seems incensed as they kind of continue this discussion. He says if Nada wants to own you, it's going to cost a great deal. Ownership, something Lucette is very familiar with ownership. But something odd begins to occur as they continue speaking. I can understand why you'd want to be rid of it, but perhaps it would be short-sighted to call it a Katie if it does carry the blood of its progenitor, damnable as though he may be. And she has unleashed justice upon him, knowingly or otherwise. If I were willing to pay a significant debt to your clan and would be willing to serve as this creature's mentor, I believe that would be more than a reasonable price to pay for its survival, at least for the moment. Of course, it would be considered nothing more than a fledgling, and I wouldn't expect it to rank anything other than above a neonate within this city, and that would be a great many decades from now. I will need to confer with the prince on the matter of the debt itself. I thought this did not need to go to the prince. If you wish to play the game, I have no qualms escalating it. This abomination should have been put out of its misery to jail. Perhaps. Still, if nothing else, at least we can say it has amused us with its prior deeds. A shame we were not there. An ironic way to go, no? Death, where one's own. If that is the case, then you can consider many of us poetry. A fitting metaphor for a dead Toreador, no? Ibrahim's final poem. And upon hearing those 3 key words, you, good Lucette, will rise. You make no sound.
She'll look around. Where am I? What happened?
You try and speak, but that's not really at the forefront of your mind. You actually end up pulling the wooden implement out of your body and walking out of the cell. As you open the cell door again, it makes no sound. You hear nothing.
So, just
Meanwhile, Nada shifts. She sees you move. She sees you open the cell doors. She doesn't look at you, but she sees you. But she simply shifts. Common verb may be amongst our kind. I would consider it no less surprising than to fall to some nobody outsider. Perhaps a testimony in Ibrahim's arrogance and the others to follow. We'll just wait for Nelson to return. There's one last thing the chat says to make you believe that it is even Ibrahim's child at all. It is clearly of thicker blood than he. Or perhaps your blood is simply thinner than you imagined it to be.
okay, I'm back. So, preparing lunch. That's how it brings it.
As Sheriff comments on Nada's thin blood and makes a small comment on how thin it must be if she cannot even dominate the supposed so-called child of Ibrahim. How much, what is your, actually I can calculate this for you. So Dex is that. Okay. And yes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 9. Okay. Can you please roll me your Dex plus melee, difficulty 7, plus 9 extra dice.
Holy shit. Is her melee affected?
No. Actually, no. Roll me your Dex as if it was 6. because it is at 6 currently. Nope, Lucette has no idea how spending blood works.
So, wait, so what do I roll? Do I roll dex melee or something?
Roll your dex melee, but as if your dex were 6 instead of 5.
Okay.
So I know 5 is your base, but it's actually 6 currently.
Okay, and not the thing with the 9 extra dice.
Yep, with the 9 extra dice.
Oh, 9 extra dice. Okay.
Because
So,
you're currently under the effects of an ability which is preventing the sheriff from noticing you.
okay, 18d10. Shit. Base diff.
7.
Okay.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, apparently that's gods are like, nah, fuck you. $18 dice and not 1 success.
Wow, that's actually stunning. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. The sheriff turns to you as you impotently throw a blow at him and just stumble. And the sheriff will look at you and glare and will rise and will simply say, "You didn't run it through deep enough." And will take out his own stake, and this is where we should roll initiative for everybody. Sheriff is getting. Let's have this as the sheriff.
So Margay's dex right now is at 6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, just roll your dex plus your wits plus your celerity and a d10. So.
No. Okay. Oh.
Because of the nature of the state you're in right now, I will be declaring your actions for you.
Okay.
You actually beat him to the punch, so you're full of surprises today. So Margot will go first, and the immediate thing Margot will do is will spend 4 celerity, as she will try and beat this guy into the dirt with a stake, just stabbing him. Which I think is actually only it's like a knife. It's like a diff. I think it's just diff 5 to stab someone with a stake or something. I'm just looking at rules now. No, it's not. It's knives at diff 5, stakes is standard, unless they're staking something, in which case they're diff 9. In which case, roll your dex melee.
Minus and sorry.
You've healed your wounds.
The 3 celerity.
Oh yeah, minus the 3 celerity dice. Yeah, because you're spending for extra actions.
Okay, so that's so dex is enough. Wait, I think before with the 18 dice, I had actually forgot to count the celerity. Wait, no, wait, I hadn't. Wait, did I? Wait, let me check. Yeah, I had actually forgot to count the celerity with the 18 dice.
Add 3 extra dice to that roll. Okay, you get 2 successes. So yeah, roll your strength +1 plus.
Isn't it 3?
Plus another one. Oh no, your strength is also maxed out right now. Yeah. So
But isn't it 3 successes? 8, 9, 6.
No, this was when you're trying to stake him in the back.
Oh
So it
yes,
was
because
+3 diff because you're trying to stake him, and then -2 because it's a back attack.
Okay.
Yeah, you only get 2 successes. So you get +1 and plus another one. Roll your strength, which is currently 6. So it's a strength +1/+1.
So 8.
Mm-hmm.
8 weaken.
Ones do not new rules. Ones do not take away from damage.
That's the 3 then. If one does not take away.
Oh, he takes it. He takes all of it. So we're just going to continue as normal. Now you may continue with your standard roll of just trying to stab him in the face.
Sorry,
For the record, that's his soak dice without any armor whatsoever.
Goes 7, you said?
No, you're just trying to stab him now. You're trying to stake him, so it's just diff6.
Okay.
He has not yet been able to turn to face you, though, so that's actually difficulty 4.
Okay, so that's 11.
No, it's not 18 dice this time. You're applying stealth. Basically, you're obfuscated, so and he didn't see you at all because he couldn't see you because you're obfuscated. So it counted as you getting like
the 18
9
dice.
automatic successes on a stealth roll. So you just roll your dex melee here. You don't roll 18 dice.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, dex melee plus the 9 other ones? No.
No. That was for that one roll only. That was a stealth attack.
Oh, okay, sorry. My bad.
So you just roll your dex. Well, I mean, let's work with what we have here because you have dex melee. You're not counting your celerity for this, so you don't need to make a roll. We'll just subtract all of the extra dice from that one roll. It's not actually a bad roll, so.
We count just the first guy.
So we count the first. Dex is currently 6 minus 3.
9.
The first 9 dice.
That's 1,
So
2, 3, 4, 5,
5, 6, 7. 7 successes. So 6 plus 6 plus 1.
13 dice.
Mm-hmm.
10, 6, F1.
Okay, he declares reflexively for fortitude. He auto soaks the 4 damage. Oh no, you're doing F1. You shouldn't be applying F1 to damage rolls.
Oh,
ones do not take away from damage.
yeah, sorry about that.
So 9, 7, 7, 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's 5. Okay, so he has to roll. So he might actually take a damage from this. No, he doesn't. He's tanky. He's going to respond by just straight grabbing you. He's going to use potence. He has potence 6. So he spent 1 dot for 1 dot for, and he doesn't have, he'll spend another 2 for celerity. So that'll be all of his stuff. So he's going to grab you. He has roll 5, strength 6. So 11 dice, in addition to 6 automatic successes. You can't actually beat that roll, so he grapples you. There's no need to contest here. Nada will do something unusual. Four plus boost it up to 6. No, she boosts it up to 5. So 4 plus 5. That's 1. I shouldn't have taken out the other one. Okay, he... How much does he soak off that? He soaks just enough. The sheriff is attacked by Nada, causing him to hiss out at the betrayal. Wondering what the actual fuck is happening as the pieces kind of slip together in his head. And he realizes he must kill you now. But Lucette,
Yeah.
you still have an action. You're currently grappled.
I mean, she can't do anything until she gets out, right?
She has to try and break out. So it's a contested roll. Potence lasts for the entire time. So it's strength brawl.
Okay.
He gets 12 successes because his potence is being spent and is lasting for the entire round.
I can't possibly beat that.
Okay. He'll bite you. He's gonna actually something else. He's gonna drain you dry.
Yeah.
He'll take 4 blood points from you, which immediately hits you down to hunger. We'll deal with that on the next turn. Because he wants to start doing something. He can't heal this turn because he spent it all on physical abilities. Obviously, he would have just healed the damage off. Oh, that's a very good roll for Nada. And she's about to save your life. If she didn't, you would literally be dead on the next turn. Or you'd be in torpor, then Nada would die instantaneously because this guy's potent 6. Oh no, you die on this turn because he's using celerity to drain you dry and boost his own stats. So that is 5 plus 5 plus 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 4 is 11. He also soaks 4, which is 7. Oh my god. I think actually no matter what happens, she scored such an amazing roll. I think she stakes him anyway. That's actually the best roll he can possibly get.
And he
did 11 damage. He soaked 8. He still takes 3 damage to the heart, which stakes him. You are released from your grapple and you are horribly hungry, please make me an immediate self-control check. You have one celerity action.
I think I got I got at least one success. 3, 3, 6, 10, 7.
Okay, yeah, you succeed. You can hold off the hunger for now. Nada, on the other hand, has less interest. Is there anything you do on your celerity? No. You're just going to continue driving the stake into his heart. This is what you're compelled to do.
With her feet, like, yay, take that, asshole.
Yeah, you're being compelled in your actions right now. You don't actually have a lot of control over what you're doing. So, yeah, you basically just stab the stake further into his chest and just keep doing that and pressing against it. And like, actually occurs to you after like a few seconds of doing it, it's just pressing against his corpse. Why are you doing this?
I don't know.
He's already stopped. He's already dead. And actually, you just tried to kill someone. Why? Not a statue. Yeah, I know that she can do enough damage that your soak roll can't actually negate it. Actually, we'll see. We'll see. She's got 5 plus 2 plus 1, so yeah, she stakes you.
Okay.
She limits the damage.
Damn.
She limits the damage so that you're not thrusted into torpor because she still needs you for something. But she stakes you. I appreciate the assist. Good friends are so hard to come by in this city. You wouldn't believe the restrictions on the embrace here. It is stifling. I don't blame Ibrahim for his actions. In many ways, they're commendable. But he was never so obvious. A perfect scapegoat, like yourself. In more ways than you understand. She pulls Lucette by the hair and drags her back to the cell. You're kind of left half in the door. You can actually see what she begins to do to the body of this so-called sheriff. You're just kind of left there. Your eyes are just wide open. You cannot blink at all. As you're just kind of laying there limply against the wet rock, she begins to feed on him.
Can she? Isn't she torpid? Isn't she? Oh yeah, staked. I think she can. You can see see shit when you're staked.
You can still see stuff when you're staked. Yes, you're in a torpid state. You're not necessarily in torpor. You're just completely paralyzed in every way possible. And she says, as she begins to feed on him, she kind of, her neck kind of retches up. Her face is kind of scrunched. And for the first time, she's actually lost that calm, calculating demeanor of hers. She says, "Look closely, child. You're about to witness an exchange of kingship. She actually inhales deeply before kind of diving headfirst into his throat and draining him dry. And past that point, as his body turns, as if his body literally dries up and becomes more and more like a hollow husk, as if there's literally no liquid left within the body. It's just completely dry until eventually everything is gone, even the ash just drained away. She actually succeeds. And slowly, there is this, you can see in her eyes like this moment of just pure something, like a sort of enlightenment being reached. She picks herself up slowly, very slowly. She kind of rises. She actually seems to grow taller, like the sort of black ethereal dress, like it literally grows larger. She almost seems to tower over everything in the room, like one, literally is one great shadow, but still encompassed by a shadow rather than being it. And she merely glides, literally glides on over. You can see like the darkness of the dress just kind of rolls on over to you. We're not finished yet. Trust me, once we are, you'll have the answers you seek. And all of this will seem like a bad dream. Now, I have to go report the sheriff's untimely demise. I hope you're ready to play out the role of scapegoat one more time.
Short respect thought in that kind of panicked way.
Oh, she can't. No, she's staked. She can't do anything. Again, you're wrapped up in cloth and wagoned away. But as she's carrying you out, she speaks to you as if you're some sort of friendly acquaintance. I have no idea how hard it is to get him alone, let alone in a talking mood. Years of failures, and then an opportunity from a friend. Just handed to me on a silver platter. Too good to be true. But I suppose there are those among us who can work miracles. You make a very suitable enigma. And a very powerful surprise. I don't think anyone would have expected a fledgling to move with such swiftness and such ferocity. But let's be honest, that's not who you are. It's a tragedy, really, but I suppose your life is worth as much as his was. And I can do much better with the sheriff's blood. Let's just hope it doesn't mar my appearance now. I've heard rumours they are quite foul. But I suppose we must make do with what we have. I suppose that is one lesson we can learn from the low clansman. She prods your kind of ragged, limp body. And now then. Let us be off. We shouldn't waste more time than is necessary. I'm sure this has been less than a pleasant trip for you, and I'm sure you'd rather be back home with your family and friends. But rest assured, I am very indebted. Rest assured, I am very indebted to you, and will be quite thankful towards you and your benefactor. And as she says that, you begin to head outside. Again, you're just placed. You're actually in this time. You're placed inside a chest. As she says, just a little further to go now. Don't panic. Just do as you were told before and remain still. You actually pull out the stick a little bit for you. And she actually looks to see how you react. She has her hands on your shoulders just in case you try anything. But how do you react? Do you follow her? Do you move?
Yeah, she'll just like there's a big movement when she's finally let go of, but she won't be aggressive at all. She's more scared than anything right now.
She pushes the stick back in rather sharply. No. Remember what I told you before? Stay still. She'll release the stake from you again. And again, move it enough so that you can move slightly. Is there a movement this time?
No, she tries to.
Very good. Just remain absolutely still. Until you see the prince. You'll recognize him. I'll have called him out to you. You'll make a perfect surprise gift. I mean, yeah, she gets basic success enough. Man, she's having really good luck on her potence checks, but not on her dominate rolls. And you are again carried off. At some point, about 30 minutes later, the wagon stops. You hear two individuals getting off the wagon. You hear muffled sounds, and then you hear the chest room being moved. I got it. Bloody hounds, man. Those bloodhounds. But your chest is... Your chest that you're in is carried up. You begin to hear muffled sounds. Hard for you to make out in your state, you really can't hear them. Chest is fairly thick and secure. You hear the words sheriff, state, prince. You can make out key parts of sentences, but can't really put them together. There is a sense of urgency in the voices of everyone involved. And then the chest opens and you see this. A figure whose body is largely inside out, or rather, the ribcage is so thick, so dense, that it actually more or less is broken through the skin entirely. The skin of this individual is so it's organized in a particularly twisted way. Like there are these sort of fleshy pipes along his neck and chest and arms, which almost look kind of like they're supposed to serve the purposes of veins and arteries, but obviously are immensely swollen. The face of this figure is kind of cracked, but not as if it were to look like stone, literally cracked by the veins and arteries that just rest just so close beneath the surface and have almost broken the skin. The figure is also absolutely enormous. He towers over everybody else in the room. He is 7+ foot tall. He's enormous. He looks like he has some sort of, obviously sort of fleshy pipes. Also looks like that with the way the ribcage is structured and the rest of the bones in his body kind of are very close to the surface, if not at the surface itself. It looks like he's kind of covered from neck to feet, neck to toe in some sort of exoskeleton. And you hear Nada speak once more. She says, "This, my prince, is the one who tried to violate your sheriff. And upon recognizing him as the prince, you will attack him." This time you do not get bonus dice. However, you may take a surprise attack because he's not expecting you to leap out of the fucking chest and try and stake him.
So I'm always moving, so I I attack him.
Yep. Key phrase.
Okay.
Your mind has been loaded with so many triggers, it's not even funny.
So just my I don't have an extra 9 dice, so it's Dex plus melee plus celerity.
You don't get the extra 9 dice this time because it's not a stealth attack. It technically counts as a surprise attack, but you're not hidden. You're attacking him from the front, so it's a diff 9 roll. You just roll your standard dice. But again, all your physical attributes are at 6 right now. You're also mentally hungry. That'll also get a surprise attack.
What's the diff for the surprise attack?
9. You're trying to stake him from the front. It is very hard to stake someone accurately in the heart, even from the back.
And okay,
you actually get a lot of successes for a diff 9 check. There's 1, 2, 3, so that's your strength, which is currently 6, plus 2, plus 1. This figure has 2 dots of armor due to his unique deformities. So he gets a lot of dice to soak with. Okay. Nice, not bad. You actually do 2 damage to him. You almost stake him. Nada also gets a surprise attack because she's deliberately been trying to sucker punch this guy's ass. And for potence, he goes at -2 diff. Yeah, no, she's back attacking him. It would count as a back attack. I think she's behind him technically. No, she does nothing. So this is where the prince will roll initiative. This is not very good for you.
Do we re-roll initiative?
You just go with what you have.
Okay, I had like 20 something. I think
you had 18.
18.
18. Let me just double check. No, you're at 19. 19. Okay. Now it needs to re-roll actually because of something that happened. I think she was rolling it. Right, +8, but she's rolling out a +10. She wants a 15. Prince. Gets 15. Wow. So both of you are going before him. And one of you will be getting at least a back attack. Margo, you're going first. He's turning to face you. He's just going to kill you first. So try to stake him now.
Yeah, I was going to give him a hug. What are you talking about?
This guy is so horribly deformed that he has lethal damage claws, his hands.
Okay, so what's the roll? It's the same as before?
Same as before. Difficulty 9, Dex plus melee.
I can't use willpower on combat, right?
No. You will spend celerity. As soon as you do, you will enter a hunger frenzy.
Okay. She'd rather keep the dice keep the celerity dice for.
It's not Lucette's choice in this particular situation.
Oh, so she's using.
She's been compelled to use the full extent of her abilities. Beyond her own choice. Lucette doesn't actually know how she's moving this quickly. She just knows it's happening.
Okay, so that's.
And as soon as you do, you will enter hunger frenzy.
R 8d10. Shit. 9. One. Nope.
No successes.
Wait. There's a 9 there. Oh, I forgot to put the minus there. I forgot to put the minus so there is a success.
Yeah, there's a single success. So roll your strength, which is 6, plus 1. Dude spends for fortitude.
Yes. For fortitude.
He can spend for fortitude reflexively. He just has to declare it.
You're saying
I'm declaring it later than I should, but the point is that when combat enters, he will be using fortitude. He'll be using fortitude every turn, so until he can't. So yeah, he's using fortitude.
Okay, I thought you were asking me if I did.
No, you can't. You literally can't. You're going to be entering a hunger frenzy as soon as this.
Nope. He also. There's only one there.
Okay. Yeah, he auto soaks. And I actually completely forgot about the 2 extra dice Nada should have. So you're rolling 12 d10, difficulty of 7.
What the hell is wrong with dice stream today?
Yeah, so Prince is going to strike you. He's going to use his potence. His potence 6.
I think I'm gonna die.
You are using celerity, so you may spend an action towards dodging.
Oh yes, true.
He doesn't actually have as much brawl as the sheriff, but it doesn't really matter all that much because his dex is higher. So I think it's the same dice pool he's spending for celerity, potence, and fortitude. That is all his dice. So he's got 9 dice to hit you. That's 5 successes.
Okay, what do I roll if I want to dodge?
Dex athletics. You spent all your celerity, so you don't add any of your celerity dice to this check. But basically, every success you get on a dodge roll undermines one of his attack and one of his successes on this attack roll.
Okay, athletics. How much left?
You have 2 athletics, so roll 8 dice. That's almost as much as he used to attack you with, so it's not bad.
Come on.
You get 3 successes. So he still gets 2 successes on the check using potence, so he does 6 automatic. He gets +1 damage because he has claws, because he is a monster, literally. His strength is 6. His strength +1 is 7. So he's going to roll 8 dice.
Oh, ones! I love one!
And this is damage roll. 1s don't apply to damage rolls.
Ah, shit.
So he deals 8 lethal to you. Oh no, he has 1 extra dice. Because +1 claws. He deals 9 lethal to you. Roll a soak. You may roll your stamina plus your fortitude. And I will say, because to be nice, you get 1 dice of cloth armor, which will be immediately rendered after this attack.
Oh.
Your stamina is 6. You have fortitude 1.
Oh,
and you have 1 dot of armor. So you roll 8 dice to soak the.
And I have 2. Oh, wait, do I have 2 or 1 fortitude?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you brought it up, didn't you?
Yes. So it's 2.
Yeah, so you get 9 dice to soak with, which is exactly how much damage he dealt you.
4.
You And you're doing 6F1, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4. You soak 6.
Oh, I took 6 out of what?
Wow,
How many?
that's actually really. I just to the people watching, that is actually really impressive. This guy is potent 6. He can one-shot most characters. You do have a immediately enter hunger frenzy now, so your next celerity actions will be rapidly attacking this person. You do have a weapon in your hand, and the beast can use weapons it holds. It can't pick up weapons. You take 3 damage, so it puts you down to hurt or injured. Point is, you have basically 4 health levels left until you become unable to attack. You know you're out of fight. And because you will be in hunger frenzy, you will not be suffering wound penalties.
Yay!
You will not be trying to stake this guy anymore. You'll just be trying to kill him. But you know what? That's what most people here want. So, yes. Funny enough, Nada goes right next to you. So, and she has spent 4 celerity as well. She's still getting back attacked while this is happening. She gets 4 successes. She had spent for potence. She has no specialty in this area. So that's 3 plus. Currently, it's 10. Jesus, 10 plus 1 plus now 5 potence. So she does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus another 5, which is 10. 5 of that is negated because it's 5, and we still have to roll his soak. He has 5 stamina and plus 2 armor because of his particular notoriety weakness has resulted in him effectively gaining something of a pseudo exoskeleton. He soaks 2. Wow, Nada is on fire. That's actually just precisely the amount she needs to still stake him. So, yeah, you are the best distraction in the whole world. If he literally soaked 1 more damage, he would have probably killed you on the next turn.
Yay! Thank you!
The prince, whoever he is, you have no idea who this guy is. It should be noted, you don't know who this is, other than that he's called the prince, and that compels you to attack him. And that once he falls, you will begin feeding on him.
Nom 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 nom.
It's at this point that we will break out of initiative. However, Nada will attempt to restrain you past this point. She will just use her potence. It's a strength rule for her. Strength is currently at 7. Her rule isn't actually that good. It's only 2. So it's strength, which is 9 plus her. She's getting 5 automatic successes in the roll. Can you beat 7 successes in a grapple?
For what?
You drain the prince of 3 blood points. You're still immensely hungry. But she grapples you. She basically tears you off him.
She has 6 strength and right now, but she doesn't have any brawl. So don't think she can beat 7 successes.
Okay. In which case, we're going to shift. In which case, then we'll break out of initiative as Nada throws you through the door really hard and really far. You go flying through the door, because you're thrown at a diagonal angle, so you're thrown through the door into another room, then through the stone wall. And you just kind of end up just hanging out as the kind of rocks of this wall just kind of burst as you kind of are flung into it, causing the guards guarding this place immense shock.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck?
As Nada yells out, "She has struck the prince. She has struck the prince. Kill her." Kill her. She has broken the second. And what do you do in response to that? As she basically patsies the fuck out of you, and
run away. She runs.
Yeah, she'll also make a roll. This is a really good step for her. Yeah, as a shroud of darkness just begins roiling towards you. But if you run away, can you make me a quick? Can you make me, because you're going to have to run back into the darkness to make it down the stairs. Unless you intend to make your own way down the stairs. As in you intend to try and break a hole in the floor, which will be a strength check with a success threshold.
I mean, she's running away right now.
Okay, can you make me a perception alertness roll -2 dice to get a vague idea of where the stairs are, because you enter pitch blackness. The guards will also be chasing after you, but will be at a disadvantage for this part of the scene.
Wait, what were you saying? Or she could break a wall?
She could break a hole in the floor, but it would be a strength check with a success threshold of 5. I.e., you really need potence to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, she would need. So, yeah, now she'll run with a perception to alertness. -3 dice, you said?
-2, because you actually have all specs, so only minus is 2 dice. Okay. She's cast for Nocturne upon you, so you are largely blinded, but yes. Perception alertness, difficulty 8, but -2 dice. You can spend a willpower if you want.
Yeah, sure, I'll spend a willpower. Wow!
Okay, you have a decent idea of where you're going. You know vaguely where the stairs are. But you end up tripping and falling as you make your way down the stairs because it is covered in pitch darkness. And you're trying to literally outrun the darkness which is seeping after you. And you end up tripping and falling down the stairs. Hindering your escape greatly as guards quickly begin to surround you. From who they are supposed to. Presumably they guard this place, but you don't know who they're exactly listening to right now, other than the fact they want to destroy you. What do you do? They're quickly closing on you.
Are they blocking the way or not yet?
Yeah, you can actually see the guards are closing closing the doors. They're going to like they have if they have any more time, they're going to bar the door shut.
Are there any windows?
Not that you can see from where you are right now. Maybe in a different room, but down the hallway, no way.
Yeah, she'll try to go to a room, try to reach a room. For window jumping.
There is no window in the room that you enter. There are 4 rooms. So there's 2 kind of by the stairways. You enter the hallways. You go through the stairway, and then near the foyer, there are 2 other rooms. Sorry. So yeah, you've entered one room. There's no windows here.
What?
The guards shut the front door shut and bar it. There are guards running down the stairs. The darkness begins to dissipate, but you can hear the familiar clacking.
So yeah, she tries to find another room if she can.
Okay, I'll roll you another chance dice.
Come on.
Okay, this one has a window.
Jump window! Yay!
Okay, before you do, you're going to take several attack rolls because you have been spending you literally went into a different room and having to cross the hallway, and the guard's already there, so they're gonna basically get the equivalent of attacks of opportunity don't exist in this game, but that's effectively what it is. You're basically running past them, and they'll have an opportunity to strike you. We'll say there's 3 of them. On your wound penalties as they stand. I believe you took 3 damage, or 2?
Yes.
No, 3. So your movement speed is actually halved as well. That's important to note. You're having difficulty running. So I don't have them wrong. They are fairly encumbered because of their armor. Okay, so that's 1, 6, 7, 8.
Shit. Oh shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. You can soak. You can spend fortitude to soak all of these attacks. Still take place on the same turn.
So I can or I won't?
You can do that with fortitude.
Yeah, I can.
Roll separately for all of these, by the way. I'm just making all the rolls now. So you take on the first attack, you take 6 damage. On the second attack, you take another 4. And on the other attack, on the final attack, you take no damage because the guy misses you. So yeah, roll 2 soak rolls.
Okay, and I can spend fortitude to have 2 auto ag.
Yeah, you'll need to make me another self-control check because you are extremely hungry.
Okay. And that's 2 on each or 2 in total? Is that 2 on each roll or 2 in total? That's 2 on each roll, right?
Yes. 2 on each roll because they're separate checks.
2d10. Okay, so yeah, she'll spend a fortitude.
Okay.
So the first one. The first one. Ah, shit.
While you're rolling 2 dice, your stamina is maxed out at 6 right now. That's why you're so hungry, because all your physical stats have been pumped into. There you go. 2, 3. Oh, that's you literally soak all of it.
Yep.
And roll the other d10, other 6 d10.
Oh, 6.
And you soak all of that. Yeah, so their swords strike you, but they glance off your iron skin as you leap down into another room, as to which there is a window.
You wanted me to roll Hunger Frenzy?
And you need to make an immediate Hunger Frenzy check.
Okay, can I spend a willpower? Just in
Yes.
case. Okay, yeah. Just in case, because right now would be a bad time to hunger frenzy. She'll spend a willpower, and she's completely fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Wait, are you? That's hunger frenzy. I thought you mean. Let me check. Whoa. Let me check real quick. Something. No, I'm seeing things. You're correct. Okay. You make your way past the guards as they strike at you, leaving nothing more than kind of a small dent in your skin as you leap through this window and drop down about no, it's on the ground floor, yeah, because there's the foyer there. So yeah, you leap through the window. There are people on the street. It appears you've been in some sort of official government, like state building, like let me check for like an embassy or a satrapi's office. But you don't really take that into account as you run. And you run and you run and you run. And we will say that you escape because you do in fact possess celerity. And more so than anyone else who you are currently facing. However, you are extremely hungry. You don't know what to do or where to go.
So where is she right now?
You escape about. You actually had like a full-blown mile, and eventually lose your pursuers, and you have hidden yourself in a closet that opens up in kind of a behind one of the shops, in what appears to be the main shopping, the main marketplace of this city, which if I may get the name up for you, because you are aware of what the name of this place is. You know it quite well, actually. You have a fairly strong understanding of where you are, but it's all fairly hazy. You are... Oh, I don't have it, god damn it, on this computer. But I believe the name is Malatia.
Yeah, so she's in the marketplace right now.
You're in the marketplace. You've been here a lot of time. Well, actually, no, you don't get here that often. If there was any time you've gone here, it was to it was when well, you remember it more from when you were a flower girl more than anything else. Of course, you have when you were not at the bathhouse, you and had to walk the streets for your living to draw in quote customers. The marketplace was one of the places you'd go from time to time, but you were often chased out, and eventually it just became safer not to go there. But you're currently hiding in a basically a cellar.
Okay, she'll try to pick out of the cellar.
Hungry and thirsty, and your fangs are exposed.
Oh, okay. So going out would be a bad idea.
You're hungry. You need to go at some point.
But yeah, she'll peek out.
You peek out. There's no one around.
There's what? No one around.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen is going to be fairly long term. I will simply ask that you make me a self-control check now, and then make me 2 more self-control checks on top of that.
There's one way. What's the different? What's the
Difficulty is 6. You're at 3 blood right now, so you can only roll 3 dice for self-control.
Oh, okay.
This is just for the rest of the night. Then you'll make a separate amount of checks for other nights, because you're not going to be leaving the city immediately because you literally don't know where to go.
Okay, so for the one I just made, do I just take out the 2 last ones?
Yeah, just take out. You got 699. It's fine.
Okay.
Then we'll say that's your self-control check for this night. Can you please make me a hunting roll? It will have to be Dex Stealth because you're currently wanted by everyone of pertinence in the city.
So and her Dex is still at 6.
Your Dex, no, it's been a few hours now. It'll begin dimming down. Your physical, your strength, your fortitude, your grace, you know, your body is becoming more sluggish. The pain's beginning to kick in. The hunger's beginning to kick in. Dex Stealth. Just roll Dex Stealth. Standard Dex Stealth. 6 dice.
No celerity.
No. Celerity does apply to dexterity rolls, so yes. Actually, I'll say in this case then it's closer to wit stealth.
Oh, wit. Okay.
Would be a better roll, to be honest.
Because
it's more about adapting on the fly and knowing where to hide and where to go and when not to go. And this guy's about to round the corner, I need to get out of the way, sort of thing. It's more about savvy than it is physical talent. You get a single success, so you gain a single blood. That keeps you going until next night, where you'll have to make another self-control roll, and because obviously you lose a blood point, you use up a blood point rising, awakening yourself. So make me another self-control check, another hunting roll.
At 3 again, 3 dice.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Can you please roll me your conscience? Difficulty will be 9.
Nope.
You lose a humanity as you surrender part of yourself to the beast, gorging yourself on an innocent man's blood who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm also going to roll a chance die. And you're fine. You all need to make another stealth check because that is going to draw attention.
Okay, and it's wit again?
Wit stuff. This isn't about this one isn't about hunting. This is about surviving. Yeah, you managed to successfully hide for the moment. You can see not only guards but figures that are unfamiliar to you, who look very out of place among the city's authority. Seem to be placing great emphasis on finding you. People who look quite fine, other people look very poor. At one point, you actually see several figures in darkened alleyways, and one who kind of pops their head out of a kind of a sewer grate. Look as hideous as the monsters you just fought a few minutes prior. And all of this really is just driving you mad. You have no idea why you've done any of this. You have no idea what's happening. Nothing's been explained to you. You've been almost murdered thrice over. And once, if you can make one final self-control check, actually, no, you don't really need to make the self-control check now because you've gorged yourself on someone's blood. However, you do need to make a stealth check. This time will be difficulty 8 because your botched hunting drew attention to where you were.
And I can spend another final willpower.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Keep
gonna
in mind
spend
how much willpower you have left.
Yeah. She's gonna have 3 death with that.
It's a good thing you did. You fortify yourself. You've kind of got a good bearing for where you can be hiding now. But there are so many close calls, and those close calls lead people to where you are, and you have to keep moving, and you can never stay in one place, and you begin to get tired, and eventually you're forced. You're eventually forced completely out of the sort of marketplace where you are hiding. It's kind of you literally you could see the net itself begin to close around where you were. The people hunting you are putting the dots together, but you just managed to slip through, maybe more through luck than anything else. Someone just looks away at the wrong time, and you just use that swiftness of blood that you seem to be slowly getting a handle on to burst through before he can look back around. But it's at this point that you begin to feel a strange longing in your chest that's been always there, but you're only really beginning to understand now, and a strange pulling
towards another city.
Oh, yes. It's going to take you several days, and you have no money to your name. But you know you can't make the trip there on foot. Not even if you use your swiftness, it's not fast enough. The night will go by. Pardon?
She can always seduce someone into like getting a horse and giving her a horse.
Roll it. Actually, this is a fantastic. Roll me appearance empathy and spend a blood point. As you attempt to seduce someone, it triggers one of your powers on a subconscious level. As it's not too uncommon for Canaanites to uncover their new abilities through instinctive action, particularly when they're fledglings.
So, what did you say? I roll appearance
Empathy. And keep in mind your wound penalties because they're in effect right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. Sorry, I forgot to count the wound penalties.
It's fine.
I'll reroll that. So, what's the wound penalty? It's minus what?
It's only -1 at 3, so it's
minus.
It's only -1 dice, so you're fine, I think.
Okay.
You entrance you entrance a horseman. Literally someone just stopping by, a traveler. Looks like he hasn't been here before, he's just stopping by for the night. And you kind of mosey on in, and he's the perfect target because he hasn't been here before, so he doesn't know you. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't know your reputation on this street. And you mosey on up to him and you begin kind of giving him the standard, flirtations and such, and offer him an easy night. And you kind of seize on his lax attitude and his reciprocations that are magnified enormously by this entrancement. That when you go to steal his horse, and you don't even need to steal it. He literally hands it to you out of charity.
Oh, how nice!
and we'll say there that you are able to make your way back to Odessa, to a city you've never been to before, at least not that which you remember.
So yeah.
And you make your way back to the noble's quarter, in a building that is strangely familiar to you, yet you don't know where from. There's no one guarding it, there's nothing there, no one. It's just there. You're allowed free entry. Kind of hunting this summoning, and you really are just exhausted. Like, this is, your mind has been shuffled and broken. You've been murdered almost 3 times. You've been hunted. You've been starving. You've murdered someone in cold blood twice, you think?
Yeah, she's kind of panicked that the summoning stops there. It doesn't pull her anymore.
You are pulled into a room and you see this all too, well, to everyone watching, an all too familiar face, but to Lucette, not so much.
She'll look at him. Yeah, sure. She
You
seems.
are immediately love struck by this figure.
So what she'll do is she'll bow to him, like a very courteous bow.
Your etiquette is one of your restricted stats.
She'll bow as much as she can.
Yeah, you don't really know how to perform courtesy properly, so you just kind of end up kind of like bowing and kind of crouching in a fairly awkward, desperate fashion.
She'll look back at him, or look back up at him. Something pulled me to your exquisite presence. Dear sir.
He will simply walk on up to you. Take one of Lucette's hands. And simply say, that is quite all right. Your trials are over.
My trials?
I need to check something real quick. Come. The
Yes, sir.
Dawn is near.
I shall just follow him.
And the next night that she rises, she finds herself in bedchambers fit for a queen. She's kind of slowly rising. And I think with that morning, with that relief, first good night's sleep, we shall end the scene there. With all that Margot has gone through, nothing more than a bad dream.